performance. Here there are three types of classification: small scale embedded system, the first one. These are the simple in application where the performance requirements are not time critical, in the sense we don't expect the output of embedded system in a stipulated time period. There will be some plus or minus in the execution of the embedded products. These type of embedded systems are built around low performance, low cost 8 or 16-bit microprocessors or microcontrollers. Here they may contain or may not contain an operating system for its functioning. Example, an electronic toy. See, as I have told, these are meant for the simple application. An electronic toy is simple, you know. Second type is medium scale embedded systems. These are slightly complex in hardware and software. They are built around medium performance, low cost 16 or 32-bit microprocessors or microcontrollers are built around the digital signal processors. These type of embedded systems usually contain operating system, and that operating system is either the general purpose or a real-time operating system. Third type is large scale embedded systems. These are highly complex hardware and firmware requirements. These are built around high performance 32 or 64-bit RISC processors or the controllers, or maybe reconfigurable system on chips or multi-core processors, or PLDs, programmable, that is programmable logic devices. These usually contain high performance real time operating system, that is RTOS, for task scheduling, task prioritization and task management. Task comes in the operating system when we have to perform any operation. If the operation is big, what we do is that we split that operation into smaller modules and we execute those smaller models, and those smaller models are called as a task. There will be multiple tasks in a application. Those all uh, tasks have to be scheduled, in the sense, out of those many, which schedule should be executed first, which one next, which one third, like that, so on. Then we have to assign priority to those tasks, in the sense, uh, the task which functioning is very critical, so we have to assign higher priority to that task, so that when CPU is given to that task should be executed first. That is called as a task prioritization. Then we have to manage the task, how much amount of memory is to be assigned, how many IO ports have to be assigned, like there will be so many things. The assignment of those things has to be taken care for the task, that is called as a task management. The example of this type of embedded systems are mission critical applications which demands high performance. This is all about second type of classification. Now I'll move on to the third classification of um, embedded system, that is based on deterministic behavior. This is applicable for real time system. Task execution behavior for embedded system may be deterministic or non-deterministic. When I say deterministic, it is real time in nature. When it is non-deterministic, it means that it is not real in time. Based on execution behavior, real-time embedded systems are divided into hard real-time system and soft real-time system. These two I will be discussing in detail in the coming classes. And the last type of classification is based on triggering. Embedded systems which are reactive in nature can be based on triggering. Reactive systems can be event triggered or time triggered. Having completed this topic, now I would like to move on to the next topic, that is the major application areas of embedded system. What are the fields, or what are the categories wherein I can make use of my embedded system? The first one is consumer electronics. The examples are camcorders, cameras, etc. Household appliances, television, DVD players, washing machine, fridge, microwave oven, etc. Automation and security systems, air conditioner, sprinklers, intruder detection alarms, closed circuit television cameras, fire alarms, etc. In the automotive industry, anti-lock braking system, engine control, ignition systems, automatic navigation systems, etc. In the telecom, cellular telephones, telephone switches, handset multimedia applications, and etc. In the computer peripherals, printers, scanners, fax machines, etc. Computer networking systems, network routers, switches, hubs, firewalls, etc. In the healthcare, different kinds of scanners, for example, EEG, ECG machines, then measurement and instrumentation, digital multimeters, digital CROs, logic analyzers, PLC systems, etc. In the banking and retail, at ATMs that are automatic teller machines, currency counters, point of sale, POS machines, all are the examples. Card readers, barcode reader, smart card reader, handheld devices, and the etc. Then we'll move on to the next topic called as purpose of embedded system. For what purpose our embedded systems are meant, we'll see. The first one is data collection, data storage, or data representation. Here the points are like this. This type of purpose performs the acquisition of data from the external world. It means that it takes data from the external world into the embedded system, and the taken data is usually used for storing or analysis or manipulating or for the transmission. Here when I say data, it refers to all kinds of information. It could be a text, it could be a voice, it could be a image, it could be a video, it could be an electrical signal, or it could be any other measurable quantity. The data can be either analog or discrete in nature. When I say analog, it is continuous. When I say digital, it is discrete in nature. If analog data is there, it is collected in the form of analog signal, whereas embedded systems with data, digital data collection converts this analog signal into digital signal by using a component called as a analog to digital converters. If the data is digital, we need not to convert it to NFR, which will be captured directly by the digital embedded system. A digital camera is a typical example of this type, wherein the images are captured and the captured image may be stored within the memory of the camera, and that stored image can also be presented to the user through a graphic LCD display. Second type of the purpose is data communication. As the name itself says, it is used for communicating. This type of purpose is used in applications from complex satellite communication to simple home networking systems. The transmission of data is achieved either by the wired medium or the wireless medium. The examples of wired medium are RS-232, USB, TCP, or IP, or PS2. The examples of wireless medium are Bluetooth, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, Edge, GPRS, etc. The data can either be transmitted by analog means or by digital means. Network hubs, routers, switches are examples of data communication or transmission systems. Third is data signal processing. The functionalities are employed in applications demanding signal processing like speech coding, synthesis, audio-video codec, transmission applications, etc. A digital hearing aid is a typical example of an embedded system employing data processing. Digital hearing aid improves the hearing capacity of hearing impaired person. Next type is monitoring. Electrocardiogram, that is ECG machine, is intended to monitor the heartbeat of a patient, but it cannot impose control over the heartbeat. Other examples are digital CRO, digital multimeters, and logic analyzers. These all measuring components are monitoring only the status of some variables like current, voltage, etc. But in turn, we cannot control those variables using this type of the purpose. Next is control. This purpose impose control over some variables according to the changes in input variables. It contains both sensors and actuators. Sensors are connected to the input port, that is for taking data from the external world, that is in terms of changes in the environmental variables, whereas actuators are connected to the output port and which are controlled according to the changes in the input variable. Air conditioner is a best example for this thing. As we know, in the air conditioner we can set the temperature according to our required value. It We are setting the temperature based upon the external temperature. Here we are using sensors as well as actuators to perform that operation. And the next uh, next purpose is application specific user interface. The examples are buttons, switches, keypads, lights, bells, display units, etc. are the application specific user interfaces. Mobile phone is an example of application specific user interface. In mobile phone, the user interface is provided through keypad, graphic LCD module, system speaker, vibration alert, etc. So this is all about the purpose of embedded system. The remaining topics I will cover in the next video. Thank you.